Jeff Hansen, Window Warriors Forum. Check us out at windowcleaningwarriors.com. Today we're going to take a third look at the Gunslinger from Reach It. I had done an initial review on the Gunslinger. I did a follow-up on it, and now the follow-up was probably at 1 year. Now this is a 2-year mark that we've been using the products. The biggest thing on them is nothing is ever branded Gunslinger anymore. I think it was after a year it kind of stopped. What Reach It offers now is 4 different models. They offer a reload, which is kind of like for water-fed brushes, which I don't know who's changing out water-fed brushes. They offer a 3-tool, which I commonly use. This is your 3-tool. And they offer a bulletproof, which is similar to the original Gunslinger with the accessory loop on the front. And then they also offer, I believe the last is called Bigfoot. And a Bigfoot is basically the 3-tool with 2 barrels right here that are like 2 accessory loops. But otherwise it's similar to the 3-tool. So let's take a look at where the Gunslinger started and then where the buck-on belts are that Reach It offers at this point. So it started with the Gunslinger, and when the Gunslinger came out, it was totally different from any type of the plastic BOABs anywhere around that you could find. They marketed it well, flashy marketing, and threw in special freebies with the packages, and the the packages were well done. Today, plain white box, simple stuff. Not a big deal. It was kind of fun to get this and open it up and a little gift inside, whatnot, when you get it. So the actual unit itself was a material, which sucked because when you got it in a color, it just got dirty. Here's a red, it just gets dirty. We do a lot of work in hospitals. I'm not bringing these into a hospital because it's just not sanitary. The black, this is also a Gunslinger. So we have 3 Gunslingers here, the blue, red, and this black. So the black holds the dirt the same amount, but it just has a better appearance to it. It just doesn't look as bad as the colored ones do. So we had the accessory loop on it. We had the 2 slots. One thing I did not like with the slots is it's just tight to get in with the original version. What's great is, even a 22-inch squeegee, you could fit a 22-inch squeegee in, which is something you're not doing on the plastic BOABs at all. So somewhere along the line, the belt loop was just a basic leatherish, fake leather type. Went right around, you thread a belt through it. So somewhere along the line, Gunslinger is no longer, nothing's branded that. So what they switched to was another one that was very similar. You can hold the 22-inch squeegee in it. It has a slightly bigger pocket for the your T-bars applicators, which was very nice, a needed update for sure. And then it has the accessory loop. I'm not big on the accessory loop, some guys are, it's preference. Belt loop was the same, just threaded onto a belt. Not much changed on it, besides the size of the T-bar slot and the material. So now we have a wipeable material. Still can look dirty. I could wipe this off and clean it, and it would look better. So we could wipe these off before we go inside a building of any type, which is greatly needed. Then we have the 3-tool. So my 3-tool, this is the one I use every single day. The slot is even bigger than the bulletproof. I am set up every day. Applicator and squeegee, that's all I need. On occasion, I might take a 3rd squeegee if it's a cut-up, throw it in there. I might take my 6-inch bronze wool, put it right there. The only thing I note and remind myself not to do, I put the squeegee in facing this way, so the usable side of the rubber is not touching this material. So what I guess could happen, so when it's loaded this way, it slightly touches the material some say you might get a little nick on your squeegee rubber here. For me, it's comfortable to load it in this way. I keep it that way. I do flip my rubbers around, use two sides of them, don't have any issues, but I do try not to load it with the usable side facing that piece, just in case. The version I use is the 3 tool. They also have the Bigfoot, which is very similar to the 3 tool, same size slots. It just has the 2 accessory loops on the front of it. So that's a look at where the Gunslinger started. The name dropped after a year, and now the 4 versions that you get now that's offered by Reach It. These come in at about $90. I just bought 3 more, $90 a piece. Pretty good. Pretty reasonable for me. We make a lot of money with window cleaning. Spend a little bit on equipment is well worth it, and there's value in it. So let's take a look at some of the options and how they're made now. So some of the options and how they're made now. I use the 3 tool daily, and I like it. This is my original 3 tool that I've had for a year and a half, maybe a little more. Wipeable material, I like that. To get off track, these were originally meant to tip. We never used that feature of it. We just kind of like tipped it out to the side of us, dumped it. Kind of a pain to do that. These versions also, I think, have that capability. I don't see anybody that would realistically do that, especially now since they're threaded. I think it's more of a just appearance-wise now. If you pull these 2 threaded pieces out, they will tip. But anyways, wipeable material, slots, 3 slots, my 3 tool. The original belt clip wiggled quite a bit. I didn't have an issue with that at all, but that did change, and I'll show you the change with some of the new styles. So how the belt loop worked, you just press it in, opens up. When it snaps back together, you push it over and it locks so it can't come off your belt at all, which I was fine with. I didn't have any issues with that at all. The new version, the belt loop is much more heavy duty. It strings right onto the belt loop, work belt of some type. Best thing yet, it has a little finger slot, so you could pull your whole belt system up, or to pull this off of your belt. So how this disconnects, by pressing 2 slots here, you pull the bucket off of the belt loop. The belt loop stays attached to your side. Much more heavy duty, very strong, and doesn't move around at all. So this is a little bit tighter under your hip, which I think is better. I didn't have a problem with this one, but I like the fact that they took a look at it and made something better by adding the loop and by beefing this up a little bit here. Let's take a look at what's comparable on the market. The silencer from Window Cleaning Resource, it always seems like they're out of stock. I'm not sure how many of them they sell. They have a price tag. It's like near $300. I don't know if it's plus or minus the $300 mark, but I know they're around that $300 mark. These are $90. I don't even have a problem with any of these to justify spending $300. The thing the silencer has is, I think it's similar to, it's a similar material. It's not a wipeable material. It's still the meshy material. They're black, so it hides any dirt better. It's still mesh material. It has, I believe, 2 of these belt loops on the sides and the 2 slots. The 2 slots could be bigger. Same problem the original Gunslinger had with T-bars coming in, just wasn't enough room. They're a little bit too tight. So I used the silencer for a day. I traded a local guy for a day. We switched hip buckets, and a day isn't enough time to really give a tool a chance or anything. But because it's material, I wouldn't do it. Because it's $300, I wouldn't do it. And because it's WCR, I wouldn't do it. I would say for $90, this is my best bet. I could get 3 of these for under the $300. And since I don't have any issues with this, I'd be good. So if we take a look at the original plastic bucket out of belts, they're easy. You drop, they're out. You get more options. You can put more tools in any of these. If we do whatever you'd like to add into it here, you can do just more tools into your bigger tools. You can even, we put a duster in here. So we use cobweb dusters at times. We put a cobweb duster in here when we're going up to wipe something at points. So you can throw, you have just more options with something like this, and it's just not as loud. You're not gonna get that same loud clang when you're walking through a building, when you're using a material bucket on a belt. And that's kind of what we like. So that's my third review. Reach It has done steps. They're getting better at it. I don't have any real issues that need to be improved for myself. I do have one unit that did leak, and this did leak. It is this unit here. This unit leaked right towards the bottom, and I think the design on these, it does narrow too much here to where when they change, you don't have that same design. So the reason that this one did leak for us is the guy snagged that on some flashing, and it was the same job, a reoccurring job, too tight of an area he was walking through, and it always caught that area right there. So if the new version, and he has probably mixed design flaw possibly, and his fault as well. But with this here, so what's going to catch, the piece that sticks out the most is this rubber reinforced area, not this piece any longer. So I like it the 3 tool a little better for that. It just doesn't come down, and the piece that's sticking out the most is protected, which is going to be this, so less likely for leaks. So no issues with leaks for me. I have 9 of these units. Employees use them. I use them. They're beat up on from the employees for sure. They're banged around, thrown in cars, trunks, whatnot, and they held up well. That's my third review on what was originally called the Gunslinger. Now it's transformed into different names depending on which style you get. But that's a look at it. It's out here, Window Warriors Forum.